Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 2 of Technological Journey. Last episode we set up some steam machines. We also got our primitive blast furnace up and running, and we also made the primitive alloy smelter to make some red alloys. Both will be necessary to craft the primitive circuits, or the primitive processors actually, to progress through the LV age and craft different machines. So as you guys can see, I'm actually playing on the new version of Technological Journey. Um, Unfortunately, it has been updated since the last time I've played the pack, so you guys might see the difference, a little bit of difference in the quest book. For example, the MVAR wasn't here before, so our goal for this episode is to first craft some primitive processors, so that we'll be able to craft our first LV machines. For example, the wire mill, so that we can make the wires cheaper, and maybe the bending machine, so that we can compress the ingots into plates in a 1-to-1 ratio. Yeah, maybe get some basics now. We won't get that far, I think, in this episode, but I think we'll settle down with some LV machines. And yeah, all right. So the first thing I want to make, obviously, uh is the primitive processor, right? So this takes the default recipe from GregTech, two resistors, a raw iron plate, a basic circuit board, the vacuum tube, and the red alloy cable. So first, the quest book wanted us to make some tin wire. We actually did make this to craft the machine holes here, but because this is the new quest book, so it probably didn't register at all, unfortunately. But I guess getting some more UOV machine holes isn't that bad, right? We're gonna use it anyway sooner or later. All right, so in order to make the tin cables, we need to first compress the ingots into plates, and then we convert the plates into the wires, I think. It's not a shapeless recipe, unfortunately. The next quest calls from some tin cables, which requires some rubber sheets and string. We actually made it last episode, so I won't go through it that much. Alright, so we put the wool into the macerator, and this should give us some string. And now, I think we should be able to craft our first batch of tin circuits, tin wires. Oh, there you go. This should be the quest. Alright, so we got our tin wire, or tin cable actually. Um, there's this quest here which is coke oven, which turns logs into creosote oil, which is actually necessary for our power generation in the LVH to make biodiesel, I think. But yeah, I think we'll also need to get into the coke oven later in this episode. But first, we're gonna focus on this primitive processor. The ingredient for this, which is just 8 copper wires and a coated circuit board, which is just 3 wood planks and 6 sticky resin. We have a bunch of sticky resin already, a batch of them actually over here, but we actually don't have a lot of wood planks, which comes from compressing wooden pulp, which comes from pulverizing some wooden items. I don't know which gives the best ratio. I don't actually know which one's the best. Maybe the sign is the best. I'm not sure, but yeah, let's get crafting, I guess. That this takes decades to transform into the wooden planks. 20 seconds? That's gonna take an eternity. Right, this is the first of many coated circuit boards. There's our first basic circuit boards. Alright, so I actually have set up a endova on top of the steam cool boiler here, so that this manually feeds water into the steam cool boiler, so that we don't have to refill water into this boiler every time. There's our few red alloy cables. There's our coal dust, and this should be our first of many resistors. So the last component we're missing right now is a vacuum tube, which, yeah, take this. I cannot read this. Duct tape, which is just some sticky resin and some paper. Oh, we got a lot of paper here, don't we? Alright, so we should be able to convert these sugar canes into the paper, and then convert the paper into the brain tech, whatever this thing is. So this should be a vacuum tubes, and there is our raw iron plates. And we have now obtained our first primitive processor. Westbooks calls us to make a large bronze boiler next. Although it says it's an optional quest, I think it is necessary to power our LV machines over here. In order to make this run, we actually need coke oven, which gives us creosote charcoal. Creosote oil comes from coke oven, so we actually might want to make the coke oven too. And I mean, it's also necessary because we have to make biodiesel power generation sooner or later. So I think the next thing we're gonna make is the LBB and the coke oven. Alright guys, so it's been a while, but I managed to craft 3 more primitive processors. I've already made the bronze plated brick casing. We now just need the large bronze boiler, firebox casings, and also the bronze pipe casing. Alright, so to make the firebox casing and the pipe casing, we both need the bronze frame. And it's just some bronze plate, some bronze rod, and some wrench, and that is 4 bronze frames. Now we can make, I think 6. Oh, we are missing 4 rods. There's our rod, and there's our missing 3. There is the bronze pipe casing. So now the last thing we need to make is the large bronze boiler, which is actually a pretty expensive recipe for now. It takes 4 primitive processors, but we're just missing some tin cables, which we should have some in here. Perfect. And now we should be able to craft the large bronze boiler. Alright, so let's just unpin this quest, and in the order actually for the large bronze boiler to run, we actually need some creosote oil to fuel the bronze boiler. So we actually need to also make the coke oven, which is just some oven bricks, compressed coke clay, just some sand and clay, pretty cheap, and some UOV input bus, output bus, and output hatch. There's our 4 double bronze plate, and now I think we have our coke oven. Pretty cool. And the quest gives us this exquisite coke, which has 12,000 burn time, which is a lot. Yeah, it's about 64 items per exquisite coke. Alright, so the coke oven is a 3x3 block with all of the hatches in the front, I think. It's a pretty standard recipe, or multi-block. So actually I think I'm gonna put it over here. There's our coke oven. Alright, so there's some quests here explaining the early power. Yep, steam, and the multi-block. And actually gives us 64 crushed coal. Alright, so the quest books also mention that we might want to get the high pressure steam forge hammer to make plates at a 3:2 ratio instead of 2:1. So I think we're gonna craft this as actually just some steel. Maybe a bit more steel than I thought it would take, but yeah, I think we should craft this too. But looking at our steel supply, we only have 47 steel ingots for now, so yeah, we have to be conservative on our steel. Alright, there's the anvil, the steel hole, some small steel pipes, and we're missing our piston. There's is our piston. So now we should be able to make the high pressure steam forge hammer. Alright, so I think we should set up our forge hammer back here. And we actually have a pretty big supply of steam right here, which is pretty nice. So now we can make our plates in a 3:2 ratio, which is much cheaper than what we had before. Alright, and I also just checked the recipe for the steel ingots. Actually, it turns out raw iron ingot in the primitive blast furnace cuts half of the time compared to iron. So I guess we should switch to raw iron In the meantime, I think we should also make the time in the bottle, which speeds up machine, even Grecto machines. It's just some gold, some diamond, lapis, and a clock, which is a pretty cheap recipe. But we need gold, which we can only find in the Nether, I think. Yeah, the spawn is only at the Nether, so we have to go to the Nether to find some gold dust. Oh, finally, after around an hour of searching gold, we finally got four, actually. Yeah, these things are really rare. Like, I'm not finding a lot of those, so yeah. Oh, there's a few more here. Anyways, there is our clock, there's our glass bottle, and that should be at the time in the bottle. For us, oh, I left my gold here, I think. Alright, that should be the time in the bottle. So now it's gonna store time for us, and we can tick accelerate the machines here. Let's just put some raw iron into this our smelter. Yeah, this is faster, so I think we can do this. It should go 2 times. Oh, we don't have enough time for now, but when we have stored up like an hour or two, or maybe like a day, 24 hours, I don't know. We're gonna have like we can take accelerate the primitive blast furnace for like for I think max is 256 times, which I think we can just literally make steel ingot like I don't know, like half a second per steel ingot. Alright, so now let's try out our new high pressure steam forge hammer. So I think when we put our steel ingots here, it should convert them to plates, right? Yeah, I should. Oh, it might take a while. Yep, there we go, 2 plates. But anyways, I think we can make our first ULV or LV casing. LV machine casing. Alright, the next thing we're gonna make is the LV machine hull, which is just some steel plate, raw iron, and tin cables. And there is our first ULV machine hull. Alright, so the quest books want us to make some magnetic iron rods and some tin rotors. So I think we should make those first. There's 8 magnetic iron rods. And oh, I remember the tin rotor recipe. Oh, this is annoying, right? Yep. That should be 2 tin rotors. And now we can make an electrical motor. Oh, it's been a long time, but I have set up this steam boiler setup. So I'll explain how this works. So first, the logs input into this cook oven. This cook oven produces some creosote oil and some charcoal. The charcoal will be fed into this coke oven, and it gives us some coke, which we manually, for now, put it into the input bus. And these 2 recipes from the coke oven also give some creosote oil, as I just mentioned. So I have hooked up some ender fluid conduits, and it will be transported into the input hatch over here to fuel the bronze boiler. So now we're currently outputting around 300 millibuckets of steam per tick, which is a lot. There's also this water and the vat inside to supply it with water in order to make steam. And we are also manually feeding some coke to save some creosote oil. But this whole process is automated, except we need to manually feed it with rubber wood. So anyways, we got the steam going on. So the steam is going to be transferred over here, and I have moved the machines up there to here, and I also moved the Alice motor down there, down here, I mean. So these all should be getting steam. Anyway, so this is the setup, and I have been doing this for quite a while, actually. At least we got some good steam production up and running, so we can now continue the quest. So the next thing we're gonna make is the electric motor. There is 3 electrical motors to start off. So now we can make our basic steam turbine to power our LV machines. So we have our extra primitive processor here. And now we can make our steam turbine. Alright, this is our LV machine casing. Let's get our 2 tin rotors over here. And we're just missing with some, oh, we need to craft a machine hull, forgot. And we need 2 medium bronze pipes. Alright, there's our medium bronze pipe, and this should be our basic steam turbine. Alright, so now we can make our LV machines. Alright, so this opens up a lot of LV machines. So let's craft up some LV machines. So I think the first two machines I want to craft is the wire mill and the bending machine, as those making wires and plates a lot cheaper. Alright, there's our 4 motors. There's our 2 primitive processors. And there is our LV machine hole. And I believe we can craft our first LV machine. Wire mill. Alright, so we connected our steam turbine to the steam input over here. So we connect this by putting the wire mill next to it, and this should be giving the wire mill power. Can we put it like this so it's facing? Yep. So this guy is getting power, and I think we can make wire in a 1:2 ratio instead of making it 2 ingots into 1 wire, which is a lot cheaper. And also, I think we will use some tin cables for now to power the machines. Since we don't have the superconductor that is unlocked at the MBH over here, which, you know, we have a few things to do before reaching entry. Anyways, we can make wires so much cheaper now. And the next thing we're gonna make is the bending machine. Yeah, look at this recipe. It's so much cheaper than before. Alright, that's our first 2 electrical piston. There should be our bending machine. Very cool. So now we can make plates in a 1:1 ratio, which is much cheaper. Alright, so the quest book says the next step is to make the gold line, which is a chemical line, our first chemical line, but I don't think I want to make the gold line for now. Instead, I'm going to make it when I get to MV and get these cheaper circuits. Since these are pretty expensive to make and it's not really necessary for now to make the gold line. Instead, I think we're gonna pass on this and make some basic LV machines. And I'm basically rushing the circuit assembly machine and also the EBF. So let's craft some basic LV machines. Alright, so I've also taken some time and I have made an alismer over here, which I'm making Invar from iron and nickel. With that, we can get this steam oven, which is a better smelter, since we have a lot of ores here that are not smelted, even more here. So I want to set that up sooner or later. And it runs on steam, and we have a boiler, so it should be plenty of steam. Taking my time, and I've crafted 3 stacks and 28 more of bronze plates. So I think we have enough bronze to craft the steam oven. So there's 45 bronze plated brick casing. Okay, there's 12 bronze firebox casing. And actually, if we want to make some output bus and the input bus, we actually need potent plates. And the only way to get potent is to alloy lead, bronze, and then tin dust. Alright, there's our 5 potent dust. Now we smelt to get potent ingot. Alright, there's our 4 potent plates. Alright, there's our output bus, our input bus. There's our bronze tank, the small bronze pipes, the bricked bronze hole, and the steam furnace. There's our 2 invar gear. There is our steam oven. Now we have all the blocks for the multi-block. Oh, we have a lot more bronze casing to spare. So we first put our steam hatch over here, our steam oven, 8 bronze firebox casings under, a input bus and a output bus, and fill the rest over here with 3 on top. And this should form a valve structure. Yep, we have a running steam oven. Alright, so let's just put some tin ore inside, and oh, it's all being transferred into the input bus. So this should smell. I do not know how great this is, but it should be more efficient than our furnaces up there. So yep, it smokes 8 at a time. Can we time in a bottle this? Oh, we definitely can. How fast? Oh, this is pretty quick. Can we? I think we can do it one more time, right? Oh, this is smelting 8 at a time. Oh, this is quick. We're almost done smelting, right? Oh, we're done smelting already? Oh, look at all these tin. So yeah, I think this is pretty worth getting, especially uh uh for smelting ore of our ores up there. But anyways, guys, I think this is a good wrapping up point for the video. So we have got through I won't say most, but we got some LV basic LV machine running, and I hope the next episode we can finish the LV chapter and go into MV. I've actually played a lot this episode, maybe around 10 hours already played. Yeah, 13 hours. I think I only played around 3 for the first episode. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy it. So that's the second time, but I don't care. And see you guys in the next one. Peace out.